beta information clip I'm going to show you how to do some basic checks to make sure your saddle is suitable for use. This doesn't cover the actual fitting of the saddle, just the checks for safety for use of it. Checking the tree is all important, and you'll find that covered in another beta information clip. With the saddle, the main crucial parts are the stirrup bars and the girth tabs and webs. With the stirrup bars, many more traditional saddles will have a thumb catch fitted at the side. It's recommended that this should be used as it is here, down and open, so that should your stirrup leather need to come off, it can do without anything to stop it doing so. Some saddles nowadays don't actually have a thumb catch, it's fine. When you're checking the girth tabs, make sure that the holes are not adversely worn, where they're very thin, or the actual holes themselves stretched and oval. If they are, you need to take it to your saddle and get them repaired. And keep an eye on the stitching of the girth tabs at the top where they attach onto the webs, or the point of the saddle, as it does on this one here. And naturally check on both sides. Other than that, make sure that all the stitching is routinely checked. Just look around for anything that needs doing. Any stitching that you get done sooner than later will make a small job much better than doing a larger job. And just feel routinely over the panel of the saddle's flocking to make sure that that's nice and smooth and even. And if you have any reason for concern, again, consult your saddler. The gullet through the saddle is really important, so again you should be able to get 3 fingers clearly through the length to allow adequate space for your horse's spine. Additionally to looking at the saddle, keep in mind that the numnah underneath wants to be fitted in such a way that it's got adequate length between where it fits onto the tabs, so it's not pulling adversely on the horse's wither, and that the back of the numnah sits clear away from the back of the saddle so it doesn't create any unintended pressure points and so on. With the stirrup leathers, make sure that your stirrups, very importantly, are the appropriate size for the rider's foot. So when you place your foot in the stirrup, the widest part at the section of the stirrup, that you've got clearance each side to place a thumb sideways on. Too wide and your foot could go through and get stuck, too narrow and your foot could get caught. Also check the stitching of the stirrup leathers every time you clean them, ideally every time that you ride, and they also look to see that they are of an equal length because they can easily stretch, and therefore you would get that checked if they were not equal, because otherwise you'd be riding unevenly. Lastly, if you've got treads, make sure that they're not worn out and that they are the correct size, so ideally perhaps a little bit wider than the ones that you see fitted here. Finally, whatever type of girth you have, check the stitching of it routinely, and if you have one with elastication on the one side, it's best to use that on the off side so that you have an even pull through the girth as you girth up on the near side. For any further information about tacking up safely and saddle safety checks, please do visit the beta website at beta-uk.org or call us and we'll send you one of these leaflets.